Welcome to Season 2 of The Co-Working Culture, your business podcast discussing co-working, collaboration, and customer experience with your host, Ali Joseph.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Co-working Culture Podcast. Be sure to visit our website at www.thecoworkingculture.com. I'm your host, Ali Joseph, and we are back for episode number 2, where we're going to be talking about and understanding the different collaboration types. So this is somewhat of a continuation from episode 1, where we talked about collaboration excellence and setting the tone. This episode, we are talking about and getting a better understanding of collaboration types. There was a couple that we touched on earlier in episode 1. We touched on, which was talking about open collaboration and closed collaboration, which is in most cases you're identifying based off the project or task, what you're looking at and what you're trying to accomplish. Those are the two main ones that you would choose from. This episode, on episode 2, we're going to get a little bit more in detail with the other collaboration types that I talked about, with cross-functional, cross-cultural, as well as virtual collaboration. Make sure that you guys are tuning in as well on my website to keep up with all the latest and things that I am doing in projects and events at www.iamaliJoseph.com. I am also on Facebook as Ali Joseph. I am also on Instagram at I am Ali Joseph. So you can also follow the co-working culture throughout social media on Facebook, the co-working culture, Instagram, at co-working culture, COWORKN culture. And of course, you could definitely follow on Twitter, which is my page, along with the business page for the co-working culture, as well at co-working culture. So again, for this is episode 2, understanding different collaboration types. And so we're going to talk a little bit more and go more in depth about the different collaboration types that we have, and that is going on to better help you and to enhance your brand as well, to make sure when you are collaborating, whether it's internally with a group and teams, or whether it's externally when you're getting other business owners or other vendors involved, that you are appropriately collaborating and that it's a successful partnership for everyone that's involved. Keep in mind, one thing I am excited about, and I'm going to just cut to that a little bit before we get into this topic. I'm very excited. If you have not heard, we are on all major podcasting platforms, which includes Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and iHeartRadio, which I'm excited about. So if you are looking for our podcast, where to listen, those are the 4 top ones, as well as we're also on Spreaker.com, TuneIn.com. We are also on Castbox. We are also on SoundCloud as well, and several more. So we are looking to pretty much take over and make sure that there are numerous platforms that you all can tune into to make sure that you can listen into our podcast. But the main top 4 that you can definitely listen to us on and download as well on your phone, on your iPhone or your Android, is we are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, as well as Apple Podcasts. You can also download the app if you have Google Play. Download Google Play and type in the co-working culture. That's all, not podcast, but just the co-working culture. You will see my lovely face and, of course, some of the other platforms that we're on. Make sure to download that on your app, and so that way you never miss an episode and you will always get a notification when a new episode is downloaded. All right, guys. So we talked a little bit last episode. In episode 1, we talked about, again, just collaboration excellence and setting the tone to making sure that it's a strong collaboration from the beginning, and making sure that the communication is aligned and that everyone that's involved is all aligned and in the right mind state to make sure that this goal gets done and that everybody understands how each and every individual benefits. Collaboration goes a lot longer and a lot more extensive than that. And so in this episode, on episode 2, We're also going to continue to talk about what we did. Mindtools.com is what one of the resources that I found for this. We're going to get a bit more in depth about collaboration from the other types. We talked about open collaboration and closed collaboration in episode 1. Episode 2, we're going to speak about cross functional, cross cultural, and virtual collaboration. And during this season, again, we have 8 episodes this season that is strictly focused on the power of collaboration and giving you guys the tools and the knowledge that you need to make sure moving forward you have the best collaboration knowledge and that you have the best collaborations that you have ever had within your careers and within your business. So, stepping into that as well, getting into it. So, let's go and start with cross functional collaboration. It's understanding the importance of each one of these. So, cross functional collaboration. Typically, with cross functional, this typically just involves people that have different job functions. So, within an actual organization, so if you're an entrepreneur within your company and you're a key player in your company, this is something that you should excel at and you definitely have a great knowledge of to be able to integrate and connect people within an organization. Typically in big companies and small companies and companies in general, cross-functional collaboration is definitely key. So you have your team that deals with maybe marketing and promoting tools for your brand. You may also have people that, you have those for marketing. You have people that are the tech savvy and the tech experts of your brand. So they're dealing with all of your technology pieces, any tools and systems that you utilize internally. In addition, if you're a company that also sells and promotes tools to other external companies, you have a technology team that it may be an internally built tool that you're promoting as well. So you have your technology team, as well as, depending on the type of business you have, you also have your customer service team. So people that are either talking to people on the phone, taking inbound calling, doing external promoting, doing sales, direct sales, or they're doing having conversations or promoting as well, in the communities that you're in and that your target audience is in. So cross-functional collaboration is pretty much essential to get a task and to get your goals accomplished. Again, and I said this before, you cannot build a brand or a business alone. You have to have the right experts in the respective industries to help you enhance your brand. Depending on what you're doing and depending on your goals and what you're looking to accomplish and what you're looking to bring out of it and what you're trying to execute, it's definitely necessary to make sure you have those cross-functional collaborations. So working with people that that has that expertise, people that have that experience, that they've not only seen they've seen positive impact, but they've also went through the challenges and have been able to work through challenges to make sure those different areas and aspects of your business are successful. So in doing so, obviously that making sure that you have the right partnerships with that collaboration piece, it also really depends too on if you're getting someone internally, if you're hiring them as an employee with your business, or if you're using someone as an independent contractor, third vendor or third party vendor. I'm sorry, a third party vendor, if you're utilizing them as well as an independent contract or a contract that you sign with them to utilize their services and businesses. So once you define where and exactly what initiative and what steps you're looking to take for that cross-functional collaboration, that will also determine how that contract and that business will work. Now, typically, people try to hire people internally just because obviously they work for your company. It gives them a true opportunity to really learn your brand. And as the business and your brand continues to grow, so will that role, so will their knowledge of your actual brand. And it's something that you keep internally, which typically a lot of entrepreneurs will do. In most cases, they'll, if they're big enough and if they are expanded enough that they are bringing on multiple employees, this is usually the route that those companies and businesses will go, is to have that internal knowledge. Obviously, that's employment, resume, things of that nature, making sure that their skills base is what you're looking for. Then there's also cross-functional collaboration efforts where you're also partnering with a different company. So these are the ones where not necessarily you're doing the traditional resume or anything like that, but you're more so asking more high level, hard questions. You're looking at the experience that they have. But what's crucial about that type of functional collaboration, it's definitely the conversation and the knowledge. So that kind of turns into like pros and cons, right? So the pros of having someone that is internal versus external when you're running a business. Now, cross-functional collaboration is internal. Obviously, that person knows the brand. That person, as your business grows, like I stated, they learn your brand in a different perspective and view. They're able to research competitors and come back with different efficient ways to make yours continue to be your business to continue to be successful. Now, cross-functional collaborations that are outside of the business, some of the pros is you have people that have experience in a certain realm. So let's say, for example, if you're looking if you're looking to outsource your human resources, or better yet, yeah, like your human resources or your technical technology team. So the benefit and the pros of that is you're probably going to work, if it's a company that specifically outsources that type of services to businesses, that collaboration is great because you're getting a outside view, which is always great because sometimes, again, we may get into our bubble because we want things or we think that certain things should be a certain way within collaboration. But sometimes having that outside experience and those that have been extensive in that experience definitely helps as well to bring a holistic view of whatever projects or tasks that you're trying to accomplish. So one of the benefits of that with people who are outside of your business is that they've probably have mastered that, and they've become a master within that external organization, and so they're able to outsource those services to other companies as well. So the benefit of that is that outside experience. They've probably, if you're working with somebody externally outside of the business with that cross functional, they definitely have worked with different businesses, and so they identify and they understand certain trends based off certain market industries and market analysis, which is also great compared to someone that you just hire internally, because sometimes you can hire someone internally on your group, and they may only have experience with one particular part of the industry, when you have someone who has worked with different types of industries within their same realm. So like, for example, we'll use human resources. So typically, if you're hiring someone internally with HR, they may have had jobs and roles within HR, but maybe in the same type of industry, versus someone that has their own HR business, where they may have worked with other different industries and multiple different industries, but still within their respective one, which is HR. So you definitely get some more holistic real world experience by hiring out externally. So depending on the type of job function that you're looking for, and depending on what you need at that time, that's where you can identify what cross-functional collaboration will work best. Now, considering one of the things that can be a negative, or depending, not necessarily a negative, but it may be a challenging area depending on how you do the contract. If you hire someone externally and they don't know, if you hire someone as a third party and they may not have as much experience, and that's where further research has to continue. They may not necessarily have full experience within your actual industry, compared to someone who you can bring in internally, pay them, hire them, put them on your payroll, and then as your business grows, as the need grows, they continue to grow, but they are the subject matter expert within your business. So that's just one of the pros and negatives, but it's well rounded for both. There's pros to it, there's negatives, there's cons to it. Cons is a better word, because negative is not necessarily the word. It's just more so cons to having that type of relationship. But anytime that you are collaborating, when you're doing cross-functional collaboration, identify based off your business what exactly you're looking for. There may be a mixture of both. You may have people internally within your organization that are great at what they do, and that collaboration is going to be successful. There may be certain tasks and tools where you will have to look for someone outside, or looks for a third party vendor to come in and help as well. I've typically seen in my career both, a balance of both has been the best, because I think that you bring people in and they bring a different view as well because they've worked in that industry for a while. But I also thinking outdoor extended vendors as well can also bring that same experience, but it also just depends on your cost. So looking at your budget, defining what you're trying to do, understanding your budget, and knowing what you have to spend will help you to understand